Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Singapore Sevens. This one, an important game, and not just because it's a semi-final. This is for Great Britain to stay on the circuit, or at least have a great chance of guaranteeing themselves a spot on the Sevens circuit. This game, though, Ireland versus Great Britain. Ireland, if they win the whole competition, they will actually, I believe, be crowned as champs for 2023-24. But looking through at the GB side, it is Alex Davis, Morgan Williams, Caelan Barretto, Ethan Waddleton, Max McFarlane, Robbie Ferguson, and Harry Glover to close out this GB side. For the Irish, it is Mark Roach, Terry Kennedy, Aaron O'Sullivan, Connor O'Sullivan, Harry McNulty, Brian Mullen, and also Jordan Conroy. But both of these sides have had decent starts in terms of what they've been able to do throughout their group stages. I think for GB, they really do seem to have that little bit more intent behind them for this competition, seeing as, like I mentioned, there is a lot on the line. And what otherwise doing, like OMG, says Pezzo. So they've obviously got a little bit further behind them than they were. Yeah, they have lost that game by the looks of it, but 4-3-2-1. We are now ready to go for the semi-final of the Singapore Sevens. Ladies and gentlemen, the USA are playing off for 7th, but Great Britain pretty much need to make it to the final to have a great chance of staying in the competition. To be kicked off by Great Britain deep into Irish territory. Now, I should mention these two sides have actually already played each other. This time it's going to be Aaron O'Sullivan. Nice attacking run from him, making about 2 or 3 extra post contact meters as well. Terry Kennedy on the right-hand side. They've gone for the kick behind here for the Irish. That's a tactic you don't see too often. And tell you what, Jordan Conroy is well and truly up for it, and he's dragged down 1 meter from the line. Fantastic defense from Caelan Barretto. There's going to be an offside advantage against GB, and they are going to the bin now for offside. Hamish, the South Australian AFL team, just lost 82-24. 516 to 0-0-0. It's pretty impressive. A little bit one-sided then. In that case, looks like Ireland wanted to take that one quickly, but they weren't allowed to, says the referee. But Max McFarlane is the man who has made his way to the bin now for the next 2 minutes. And that is something that Great Britain could not afford. Their discipline had to be 100%. Passed out wide here for Mark Roach. Looks like he's going to be wrestled down just short. Of course, they will still have a chance to play off for the bronze medal here, Great Britain. So their hopes of being able to retain their spot in the 7th circuit is still alive. Offload short to Harry McNulty. Ball on the inside. Connor O'Sullivan will score it. And the Irish are in first. Now, the winner of this game will face the winner of New Zealand versus Australia. One moment, we are about to sneeze, so I will quickly mute myself. We are good. Might not be here long. I'm going to watch the Brisbane Lions play the Gold Coast Suns at the Gabba tonight. There's Xavier. Well, hopefully it is a very good game. We have got Kennedy Hadrock in the chat. Said, hey, from Australia, welcome in. Hope you are looking forward to not only the men's semi-final between New Zealand and Australia, but also the final of the women's side of the draw. They will be going head-to-head with New Zealand as well. The Aussies should be a pretty impressive game. Hopefully a very close one as well. That was close. French girls almost had the Aussies there. Old Faith Nathan bring it home. Yep, she did very well to get that last-minute try. There's been a lot of that throughout this competition. The last-minute points that turn a game around. That one's gone out on the full from the Irish. Mark Roach having the error there off kickoff. Currently Ireland sitting 7-0 up though. Of course, points differential. It's all well and good in the group stages, but in this game, it's all about just having one more point than your opposition. So Great Britain, even if it takes them 15 or so minutes to get there, they just have to make sure that they get back into this contest. They are sitting 9th. USA at the moment, they are sitting with a 7-point advantage. So theoretically, I'm not sure of the exact points. We'll probably do that maths at half time. Try and work out exactly how many points is needed. So we've got their standings explanation. No, that doesn't tell us. We need to see how many points you get for each position. Now Great Britain are in possession. It's a little bit scrappy from them at the moment. Here comes Harry Glover. Finds the offload away to Ethan Waddleton. Kalen Burrito passes on the outside. Here comes a big run from Alex Davis. Now back across to the right-hand side. Big defence coming in from Aaron O'Sullivan in the middle of the field. Now Burrito, another offload to Ferguson. It's good defence from Ireland, not allowing this GB side to just burst through like they have throughout many of their other contests. Good tackle made by Connor O'Sullivan now, still 40 metres out for Great Britain. Burrito joins the breakdown after Connor O'Sullivan makes yet again another tackle here. Now trying to go around the outside was Harry Glover. Be taken down by Mark Roach though. Not really too many metres being made. That was close to a knock-on from GB in the breakdown. Looking for the pass, and the penalty does go the way of GB, and that's going to be now a yellow card for the Irish. Tell you what, that is a brutal one for Ireland here. They are now going to be playing with one less man on the field, just like we saw for GB throughout the first couple of minutes. Like I said, in the process of making the tackle, and unfortunately it did hit his hand, so that counts as the deliberate knock-on against Aaron O'Sullivan. Now finds himself off the field for the next 2 minutes. 3 minutes remaining. There's a lot of chat at the moment between GB and Ireland. I know that in the last game for GB there was a huge amount of back and forth between them and the... Who was it that they were back and forthing with? It might have actually been the Irish. That both sides were giving each other a bit of stick. In fact, no, it was their quarter-final where they did go head-to-head with the French. Now, Robbie Ferguson taking that one quickly up to the 22, running through, drives his legs, and Alex Davis gets there. GB now back into the contest. And how are you, says Kennedy? I'm doing all right, other than the fact that I'm sick at the moment. Like, other than that, I'm all good. But great rugby over the weekend for the Rugby Sevens. Great leg strength shown from Alex Davis there to be able to pump those legs enough to drag. I believe it was actually Connor O'Sullivan. He's had to make an insane amount of tackles for this first half. Now 2 minutes remaining in the half. Kalen Burrito has missed that one away to the left. So the score will remain at 7 points to 5 in favour of the Irish. A shame everyone is sick, says Kennedy in there as well. Yeah, it's actually been 2 Sevens leagues in a row that we've been sick, which is quite unfortunate because Sevens is always the most strenuous. It's going to be nicely claimed by Ireland there. I think it was Jack Kelly over the ball. Terry Kennedy now goes back across to Harry McNulty. Thought that he saw a little bit of a gap in this GB defence, but that gap did not last long. Now again, looking for this next run. Terry Kennedy moves up to the 50 metres. Both of these sides have had very strong defences, and it's no wonder that they're always close when they've been playing each other lately. It's because they just go back and forth, and it's always those final moments that determine the game. Running sideways here, chance for Davis. He's close to the touchline, but just stays in the field of play. But the penalty is going to be won by Mark Roach and Ireland. Green-yellow is back on, so that is going to be Aaron O'Sullivan able to make his way back out onto the field after getting that earlier yellow card. Just talked about Mark Roach. Normally, if you have your hands down on the grass, you do get penalised for it. Mark Roach led away a little bit with that one. Does mean that he gets the reward of the penalty in his side's favour. Currently 35 seconds remaining in half number 1. GB are still well and truly in this game, and I mentioned about it how important it is that they get themselves a big win here to progress to the final and possibly knock the USA outside of the top 8. Now Mark Roach, this line out throw, let's go into Harry McNulty and nicely claimed by Ireland. Back across it will be Mullen. Terry Kennedy skipping forward. He's gone for the grubber and behind again. This time GB thought that they were reading it, but it hasn't worked out. It's gone back now into the hands of GB. Jordan Conroy. Is that one? Diving near the breakdown is the penalty there against Jordan Conroy. I think Ferguson's asking the question, should that have also been a penalty, similar to the one that we saw earlier on? It was actually well done from Jordan Conroy to get hands on the arms rather than the ball. 3 penalties, though, against the Irish throughout this first half. One moment, we are about to sneeze again. We are good. 30 seconds past the halftime siren. Next game of the semi-finals, it is going to be New Zealand versus Australia. A game that we saw at the end of the group stage not too long ago. Now, Callum Barreto going back across to the right-hand side. Putting this one across quite nicely. Now GB again going across to Ethan Waddleton. Tackled in the midfield by Jack Kelly. Ferguson looking for that space on the outside channel to be able to go down with Alex Davis, who's just wrestled into touch. It's going to be a penalty, dragging the player. And you have to release him once his knee goes down. So it's going to be against Harry McNulty there. And Great Britain have once again got themselves another penalty. Seems like both sides starting to feel that fatigue. 90 seconds past this halftime siren. Both of these sides could end up playing about 18 or 19 minutes of sevens, and that will be extremely handy for New Zealand or Australia on the other side of the draw. Watching these two sides tire themselves out. Short ball. It's going to be knocked on. Okay, it was knocked on by both teams. So it is going to be now halftime in this contest. 7 points to 5. Still the advantage to the Irish. But there is plenty of this game remaining, another 7 minutes to determine who will be making their way through to the final to face the winner of New Zealand versus Australia. Do let me know your predictions, ladies and gents. Do you think that the Irish can do it? They, of course, want to get themselves first so that they can overtake Argentina. We have an important game up against the South Africans around the corner at 7:55 p.m. New Zealand time. We are also going to be covering that one on the channel, and alongside that, we have got the 2 finals, one of which we'll just quickly see exactly what time it has taken place. The final for the men's is going to be at 10:20, and then the final for the women's is at 9:40. So quite a gap in between the matches. And then also 9:08 is when the 3rd place playoff game happens for New Zealand. Or sorry, not for New Zealand, but for the men's side of the draw. Yeah, that 7:55 game between Argentina and South Africa, it should be a good one. In terms of the overall standings, looking through, I believe you get yourself 14 points for coming 4th. Of course, the top 3 is massively beneficial, 16 points, 18 points, or 20 points. So theoretically, if Great Britain made it to the final of this competition, they are guaranteed at least 18 points. The USA, they are playing off for 7th. Now, I believe by the looks of it, you get yourself 20 for 1st, 18 for 2nd, 16 3rd, 14 for 4th, 12, 10, and 8. So the USA, theoretically, they can get a total of 8 points. Now, if they got the 8 points, it would mean that Great Britain have to win this game. So there's a chance that we see Great Britain actually overtake the USA. New Zealand, Aussie, where do I put my money, Hamish? In the bank. Tony, I would recommend, as sevens is very unpredictable, but the second half now kicking back off. I mean, nicely taken by GB. Could have been a penalty if you could get penalised from your own teammates, as it was actually a Great Britain player. Took him out in the air there. Now going off to the right-hand side, Harry Glover, wrestled down by Mullen. Like I mentioned, poor GB, if they make their way through to the final, I believe that actually guarantees them to be higher than the USA. There's so much on the line here. I mean, the USA would be in the playoff series and GB would have a chance at the title. Harry Glover moving towards the halfway line currently, and even if GB loses, they've still got a chance of advancing forward. Now kicked in behind. It's going to be bouncing up for Team GB. 5 metres out from the line. Waddleton looking both ways. Couldn't find that next pass as Terry Kennedy was able to stop him. Some frantic defence coming from the Irish here. Cut out pass. GB will score it. And it's going to be the big man Kerr who gets the try for Great Britain to now give them the lead. Charlton Kerr, his second in Singapore. And second of the overall series as well. But possibly one of the most important that Great Britain will be able to score for themselves. Just the bounce of the ball was extremely favourable for Great Britain. Sometimes you do need a little bit of luck when you are in games like this. And it was the luck of GB that got them over the line there. A few Irish supporters not happy with that try. Now, of course, it is still going to be extremely close at the moment on the score sheet. Now, that kick in the head has actually got that one over. So it does make the score 12 points to 7 in favour of Great Britain. 5 minutes left now. Back home here now for the healing. So here's Nars Williams, kicked off short by GB. Once hit an Irish arm. So now it does go into touch, and Great Britain will have themselves the ball once again here. It couldn't have gone much better for Great Britain at the start of the second half. They were down by 7. They've then gone on to get themselves 12 uncontested points. Now, Kellen Barreto to throw this one in. 4.5 minutes remaining in this contest. Like I said, Great Britain, if they do get themselves the win here, they will guarantee them safety status in the overall standings. Lot of pressure coming on from the Irish defence. Find themselves possibly playing off the fourth. Now, if Ireland were able to win this, they would have a chance of winning the overall sevens title. So this is probably the most important game for both of these sides of this whole season so far. Kicked him high for Caleb Barreto. Working towards the touchline. Nicely taken by Harry McNulty inside of his 22. Does get tackled by Charlton Kerr. Seemed like he was taken a little bit too casually there. Harry McNulty, chance on the outside. Good run from Mullins there. Back across again. Playing the 9 sir was someone from Ireland asking for the penalty. Jordan Conroy. Trying to hold him up there. Not able to. Still time remaining in this contest, and Ireland looking to get their backline firing. Here comes Harry McNulty. Pass on the outside to Mullins. Just the 3 minutes left now on the clock. Could go down to the wire between these two sides in the semi. The winner of this game goes on to face New Zealand or Australia. Wide cut out pass from the Irish. Chance to put this one more out wide to Harry McNulty. Taken down by Kerr, who rips the ball off him. But it's going to be a green line out. But it has delayed the chance of Ireland scoring for just that little bit longer. They are right on the verge, though, of being able to get themselves another. Great work from Charlton Kerr to rip that ball out of the hands of McNulty. So there might be a bit of an injury here for Caleb Barreto. Billy Darlis now making his way on to the field as well. Barreto taking some deep breaths. I don't know why I see breaths like that. A little bit of a weird enunciation. Now, chance for the line out here. One moment, I'm about to sneeze again, but we currently got to stop. We are good. 2.5 minutes. Ireland going off to the left-hand side here. Space in the middle for Mullen. But another great tackle made by Robbie Ferguson. Dardis, numbers to the left. And Ireland will score it with Jordan Conroy. They are keeping their hopes of taking out the title alive here at Ireland with the play like that. Of course, Argentina playing off for 5th place in this overall competition. This is a very important kick now. It's not fun being sick while live streaming, ladies and gentlemen. I highly would not recommend it. That kick has missed away to the right-hand side. The score now for the Irish, They are in the lead. Well, at least, no, sorry, they are drawing. They are back to a level playing field between these two sides with only another minute 40 to go. Now we are good again. I do apologise for having to sneeze and blow my nose and cough and everything like that, ladies and gentlemen. We don't really plan to get sick for these live streams. But yeah, it's happened quite a bit lately, unfortunately. We actually were sick last leg of the sevens. Not locking my chances for the end of the month for Madrid. That one's going to be passed back now for Kalen Barreto. 1 minute 20 remaining in this match. If they are tied at the end of the time, they will go to golden point time to determine who is making their way through to the Singapore Sevens final. Ferguson now going to the left-hand side again for GB. This is about more than just a contest. This is about their future on the circuit. Barreto goes back to the right-hand side. Big run up the middle. Bit of a counter-ruck coming from Ireland. There is going to be the advantage in favour of GB, and they will go back for that penalty. That's all good, bro. Says Haki. Or Haki, I should say. But yeah, hopefully by tomorrow or the next day we will be a little bit better. But then saying that, we have got streams on Tuesday night. So yeah, hopefully we're good by then. Right, sounds like they are going to go with the scrum here. Come on, Ireland. Says Haki there as well. 20 seconds remaining on the clock now, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it is do or die for these two sides. Whoever loses will be playing off for the bronze up against the loser of New Zealand versus Australia. The winner of this contest, though, they will get a chance to walk away with the title, or at least the title in Singapore. A ball fed in for Great Britain. Almost stolen there from the Irish. Will Homer looking for the inside ball. Gets it away to Harry Glover, who is isolated. But they've managed to get the clean out in there. GB, they don't even need to score this one between the sticks. They can just score it anywhere on the field. Charlton Kerr, he was the last try scorer. Can he get himself another nice step in the middle from Ross McCann? Ferguson moves to 15 out. Dardis all over him, but they don't get the turnover penalty. Now Ross McCann, it's a 2-on-1 on the short side. Charlton Kerr's dropped it, and we're going to golden point time, ladies and gentlemen. These two sides always seem to be so close on the score sheet. They're going to go to extra time. It means that New Zealand versus Australia will be a little bit delayed. We have adjusted that now, but these two sides just can't seem to finish a game when they are even. It's happened so many times that they've gone right down to the wire. Charlton Kerr, he's got the tongue out. He's disappointed that he wasn't able to take it. But this game now going to golden point time. Just to explain that, pretty much whoever scores now wins the game. So a lot on the line for these two sides. But 12-12, they just love going down to the wire. There's still so much on the line, like I said, for Ireland. There's a chance of walking away with the Sevens title. For Great Britain, it's about trying to stay inside of the top 8, or at least make their way into the top 8 and knock the USA down, so that the USA have to play in the finals next 3 weeks' time. It really is annoying that they don't just have it like week after week for the Sevens, because every time I've said either next week or next month, it's incorrect because it's at the end of this month, but it's about 3.5 weeks' time from now. Ireland, extra time record, they are sitting 2 from 2. Great Britain, they have gone to extra time 4 times. They lost their last match of extra time up against Argentina, but now they have to play off up against the Irish for a few more minutes. And I'll be honest, New Zealand and Australia watching this game, they'll be going, this is great, because this is going to really tire out GB. It's going to really tire out Ireland. And then whoever has to play who in the next round, I'm sure that they will not be quite at 100% in terms of stamina. Some deep breaths being taken from both of these sides. I believe it is going to be the Irish who will be kicking this one off from right to left. Some nervous fans in attendance for this matchup. We are back underway now for golden point time. Now kicking it downfield for the Irish. Oh, a little bit of a miscommunication there from Great Britain, but Glover. Oh, okay, the way that he did that made it look like his knee is just gone. Harry Glover doesn't look too flash, but he is going to continue playing out on that wing now. Will Homer runs it at Harry McNulty. Barreto goes back across to the left-hand side to Ross McCann. Little pop pass up to Robbie Ferguson. Glover on their own 22 here. GB are one mistake away from giving Ireland the ball. Dardison off his feet. Counter right coming from Ireland, but they do not manage to get possession. Currently 15 minutes in to this contest, but we've still got another 4 minutes remaining of extra time. Kalen Barreto slings it back, knocked backwards by GB. Now Will Homer, another handling error. This time it's gone forward. Playing the ball on the ground as well from Homer. This is the chance. McNulty's telling everyone to slow down. That is because they can take on a drop kick from here to take the win. Can they get it over though? That's the bigger question. They are going to take on the shot at goal. It is Billy Dardis who is in charge of doing so. Can he get it over? And can he secure the win for the Irish to keep their hopes of being overall champions of the Sevens alive? Dardis has got it over, and Ireland will be advancing through to the final to take on the winner of New Zealand or Australia. GB disappointed, but they can still get enough points to walk away inside of the top 8. And of course, that game will be taking place later on tonight. But thank you all very much for tuning in. The Irish through to the final. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are now transferring over to our next live stream, which is going to be the matchup between New Zealand and Australia to find out exactly who will be playing off with this side Ireland in the men's final. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll see you all for the next one.